shouldn't be fidgeting with my hair, hopefully just the camera the whole time. So yes, SMT5 reviews are live today. Surprising probably nobody, I don't actually know. So I thought it'd be kind of fun to give like a quick update in the beginning because I finally have some answers about when I can talk about SMT5, which is hilarious. And then also talk about SMT5 reviews and answering any questions you all might have. Is this the Persona spinoff series stream? No, unfortunately, it's only the Boruto stream of Persona. It's not the spinoff, sadly. So yeah, SMT5 reviews are live. Bad news, I can't tell you my review on it. Basically, I got confirmed yesterday, whenever you're watching this, that I can say I have the game. I know. Pretend to be surprised. Pretend to be surprised. And I have the game. I have been playing the game for 35 hours now. And let me think. So I can tell you I have the game. I can't show you the game. I can't post any screenshots from the game. I can tell you I will have a review for it on launch day, which I'm sure maybe 10 of you will watch. So in the spirit of being honest and also being fun, I can't post my review. I can't post any footage. I can't tell you really what I think of the game, which would be hard to guess out of me. But we can talk about reviews. We can talk about what the heck reviews are saying. We can talk about what do we think of these reviews. I've looked at a couple. I know there's a 10. I know there's a 9. I know there's an 8. I think there might be a few earlier. Yes, with the infamous second sun hat, because I just got out of the shower, and without it, I'm gonna look like this, and no one wants me to look like this. So, before I do that, I thought this might be kind of fun, just so people are kind of aware. I'm almost like dedicating to this point because I'm not really going to be doing a lot of video footage for SMT5 itself. I've been taking a ton of screenshots to be as non-spoilery as possible. Like I said, I'm 35 hours into the game. Here's how many screenshots I have taken. I'll see if I can actually count them, but just listen to how many. Nope, still going? Yep. I'm thinking around, out of my 700 total screenshots, I think I have, yeah, like 500 of them are just from SMT5, which is absolutely insane. But it's a really photogenic game. That not a spoiler to say what's not in the game. Man, I wish that game had a photo mode. It is really pretty. But all the footage out there will confirm that. So, let's just take a look at some reviews on the old computer and talk about it. So, also, if you guys have any questions, let me know what you think about it, or whether it be reviews, let me know which ones to check out for. But yeah, reviews are here. If you're wondering where people like, let's say, me, Ozzy, Gab, even people like Marsh or Gnarly or LaRue, all of people in this camp, basically anyone who is not considered media, any of those people, like streamers and stuff, all have to wait till launch day, or should wait till launch day. And so yeah, so basically if you're wondering why some people have reviews and why some people don't, it's basically just like there's like a two-class system for whatever reason with how review codes were handed out pretty similarly with each other. I am going to check out IGN. IGN is a weird one of like, okay, I've heard a lot of, I mean, I saw that. Literally, the IGN one within like the first sentence is like, it's a choice. So, let's pop up the old IGN. Yeah, so I hope at some point, yeah, like this headline, SMT5 review. Enough crunchy JRPG goodness to earn its place in the Pantheon despite an underwhelming story, which I wholeheartedly disagree with so far. But this person is, I assume, beat the game. I have not beaten it yet, so I do not think it is underwhelming, to the least. So this opening statement was like, wow, this is a choice. Good morning, everybody. Take a shot every time. No, I gotta work after this. I'm not doing no shots. Here we go. Also, credit to Liana Hafer or Hafer, who the reviewer is. But yeah, this was a choice. This at least lets you know what you're in for from the first sentence. So at least you're like, okay, well, not my tempo. So here we say Shin Megami Tensei 5 feels like the edgier, less social younger brother of Persona 5. Persona 5, even though Persona began as a spin-off of this series. So, a couple of things I gotta talk about. Why edgy? Like, there's nothing that makes SMT5 more edgy than Persona 5 outside of maybe like colors. Sociable, probably a cue to like social links and dating people and dating sim stuff. I get that. Younger brother, completely weird. You even then say, like, you literally even say Persona is a spinoff of SMT. How does the original series become the spinoff? But you know what? That's okay. I am aware. I'm not one of those people who are like, I can't believe Persona fans think this about SMT. Like, I get it. Most people out there started with Persona. Most people out there do not need the knowledge of what started what. It's like, hey, this is the big one. Here's what this is following up. People aren't looking, like, for the majority of Western fans, people are not looking at Shin Megami Tensei 5 and going, oh my god, it's the new Shin Megami Tensei game. A lot of people are like, from the guys who made Persona 5, alright. Like, that's a large audience of people going into this game. So, I think it's like, it's fair to criticize it in terms of like for reviews and stuff, but if you're someone out there who's like maybe quiet in the corner or whatever and is like, oh man, I don't know if I want to say my opinions on SMT5. I've only played Persona 5. I welcome all of those. You're not someone who's putting a review score out there at the end of the day, or like even if you are, like even if you're someone criticizing the game from that aspect, like you need to just say, hey, I've only played Persona 5, or I've never played an SMT game before. So yeah, Kyrian, I really, really am not a fan of the fact that a large amount of game press really cannot think of a better RPG than Persona 5, and it's hilarious to me that that is still the case after all of these years. So, and one of the other things I wanted to pull up was, so the score for this one was an 8. Again, check it out on IGN if you want. But again, this one was such a weird one. Shin Megami Tensei 5's excellent JRPG combat, which it is, and deeply rewarding customization shine bright even when it feels like Persona without the heart. So we're talking, hi Immortal, we're just talking about SMT5. So, again, I'm 35 hours into this game. That like statement literally makes me a little speechless. But like the whole thing is Shin Megami Tensei 5, I have never once thought, it's very Persona of you, SMT. Really making me stroke my chin here. Very, very Persona. Yes, I do want to check out Silicon Era. But yeah, like, it's so weird of, like, I get it. There's a certain level of... And no, I don't want to just make this of, like, IGN bad. Like, this is criticism I'm sure other people are going to have. This is just the first one that I saw. I just don't, like, get that mentality of just instantly looking at... Like, that's like if I looked at Jedi Fallen Order and thought, that's a great game, that's a bad Star... Like, no, that's a great Star Wars game, that's a bad Dark Souls game. Like, no, I'm just judging it as a game. So, it's so odd. Again, you're more than welcome to compare it to Persona. There are many things they both do similarly, but in terms of the tone and the cast and the just the general gameplay as well, like the gameplay loop is nothing like Persona. Like you're going between and twixt different areas, but it's very, very much not a Persona thing, and that's not a detriment to either. Bias towards P5, yeah, there is always definitely a bias. But, I mean, everyone's going to have a... Like, there's no such thing as a unbiased review. Alright, let's see if I can remember how to spell Silicon Era. There we go. Okay, so, by Ginny Latta on Silicon Era, headline of this one is Shin Megami Tensei 5 is powerful. I appreciate that short and sweet like intro. Despite the Megami Tensei series being 30 years old, its spinoff has gathered more attention worldwide. Persona outshines the series that has spawned it. But that, okay. And I'm going to finish the paragraph. I'm not going to be one of those people who like reads 2 sentences, reacts, read 2 sentences, react. I do at least want to get to the opening paragraph. But that could be about to change. Persona 3 made its sub-series popular, and I suspect Shin Megami Tensei 5 could be in the installment that does the same for the main branch. It's simultaneously challenging, cohesive, intimidating, stunning, and welcoming. Okay, not to be in editor mode, I'm going to say my 2 takes on that. I think that's a great opening sentiment if you just take out the fact that Persona is more popular than it. Like, at that point, why doesn't every Kingdom Hearts game start by saying, well, Final Fantasy, clearly a better RPG, but Kingdom Hearts does a great job. They are, of course, related. Like, I think the comparison of Persona 3 to SMT 5 is very on point. That's a great, great, great comparison. But it's like, as soon as you say, well, this is the scrappy younger brother. This game's not the scrappy younger brother. It's like, it's making bold and large claims, and it's making a big stride forward that even Persona 5 hasn't even touched. Like, the open world nature of this game makes Persona 5 look like a PS2 game. Like, it's a legit... This, on the Nintendo Switch, hardware a bajillion years old. It's very outdated tech. And even with the technical constraints it has, oh my god, please, Digital Foundry, do a review on this game. I don't know if you ever will, but oh my god, I can't wait to talk about the tech of this game. But yeah, it's like, make the comparison of what this series could be in a way like how Persona 3 made the series really big, or Persona 4, and even you could say how Persona 5 made the series really big. But like, when you just started off immediately like, this guy's in second place, but he's a great second place. You've almost like sullied the entire conversation of like, guys, it's not Persona 5, but it could be. Like, you don't need that. Please don't do that. But again, everyone's writing style is their own. And again, this is a 10 out of 10 review. It's very, very highly praised. I just find it so legitimately funny. I'm just like, I don't get annoyed by the Persona comparison. I more get annoyed when you have the influencing of the conversation of this isn't an SMT5 review. This is a review of Persona 5 and the games that follow after. Like, we're not like BC and AD of like before Persona 5 and then after Persona 5. Like, you don't see other RPGs getting reviewed compared to Persona. God, I hope not. But like for the majority, like just because Atlas does this, it's like, yeah, it's like, now I'm like thinking, are things like Project Refantasy? Is Project Refantasies now just going to have a bunch of Persona 5 comparisons just because it's made by the Persona 5 team? Like, it's different stuff, sometimes made by different people, but just because it has that company branding behind it, I think it's like, let's talk about them like they're different, because they are. And like, again, if Persona 5 is the first thing you've ever played, or if Joker and Smash is the only thing you've ever played, and you're jumping into this game, please compare it to Persona like that. That is totally fine. The only thing is, I just think, just don't immediately compare it as it's the little brother or it's the Scrappy-Doo of the Scooby-Doo. Like, actually, you know what's sad? The Scrappy-Doo comparison is actually really apt when you think about it. Because it's like, isn't Scrappy-Doo the older brother than Scooby-Doo? But he's just high. Oh my god. Poor Scrappy-Doo. Unless we're talking about the Scooby-Doo movie. Oh, okay, so... a quick breakdown at the end, though, on the Silicon Air review. So, Shin Megami Tensei 5, the ambitions of God and humans clash amidst the horror of a dying world. Neither human or demon, the newly formed Nahabino and his friends must decide what is worth saving and prepare to sacrifice everything in its name. In a world without its creator, which path will you choose? SMT 5 could be the mainline SMT series for what Persona 3 did to Persona. It is an incredible and memorable JRPG. I cannot agree enough. Food for thought, dumping all of your bonus points into magic is a good way to become OP or physical, but I recommend magic. Definitely agree. Magic build, so far for me, really, really good. Really, really good build. Love how Atlas has handled... Oh my god, Amanozoko, the tiny blue fairy lady. And I 100% agree that she feels like the SMT3 Nocturne's Pixie, though I'd say she's more charming. I mean, she at least talks more and is actually an active participant in the story without being a immediate cast member. But yeah, I mean that's interesting. Like, out of 2 points for your like food for thought, I think it's interesting. Like, recommending a build, good idea, and then like Amana Zaku is like, yeah, oh yeah, she's pretty good. Like, honestly, I'm expecting most people to probably love her or hate her. Like, she's very much like the Navi type. Like, all the times that I'm playing, like, my wife will like repeat her lines because she says them so much. Like, prepared everyone, spoiler, to hear a little tiny blue fairy say, "Hey, hey," a lot. But I find that charming. Other people may not. Let's take a look. If you guys have any recommendations, I got about 5 more minutes before I have to start my work. But if you guys have any other reviews to recommend, I'm curious if we're going to see anything below 8. Because my biggest worry was, like, I'll be shocked if this game does not land in the 8s or higher. So just looking off Metacritic, gaming age is 100, noisy pixels is 9. Cog connected 9. Every eye it is a 9. God is a Geek is a 8.5. VG 24/7 with the 6 out of 10. I gotta read this one now. I'm excited. I don't think anyone's lower than VG. Come on, feel the noise. Yeah, so basically a 7 out of 10 by We Got This Covered. Gamers Heroes is also a 7. So 2 7s and a 60. Just out of curiosity, we'll do Open Critic just in case we're missing anyone. Open Critic, SMT5. Also, thanks everyone for popping up and talking about this. The Lost Child popped up that I don't even have words to talk about how that happened, but I find that really funny. I go there for that, and I get there. Alright, Shin Megami Tensei 5. Okay, it's an 85 on OpenCritic. Pretty strong so far. Higher than Mario Party Superstars, so got that going for us. Shack News with an 8. Let's go to all critic reviews. Yeah, OpenCritic does things a little differently than Metacritic, so I'm not too surprised there. And they don't have as many. So the last place I want to check, they might not have anything though. Let's see if our friends at Game Informer or GameSpot have one. GameSpot with an 8. Okay. What about Game Informer? How are the reviews hanging? I'm surprised we only have 3 below 80, which makes me happy. It would be funny if Game Informer did not have a review ready, but they've just been too busy with exclusives. They're like, guys, we just can't afford it right now. Forza 5 with a 9.5, but no SMT. It's a meaty game, everybody. It is not a short game. I can confirm that. Alrighty. So, let's look at some questions first. Please sell well. I think this game is going to sell really, really well. The word, what's like kind of weird about this, again, going back to the beginning of, all right, Zarin, I see your thing. If you want to post it again, I'll see if I can try and find it. Oh, no. They have it. Hello, Spencer, I just woke up. We're going to check Game Informer. Oh, they do. Okay, it wasn't in the review section, so I'll check it again. But yeah, so the thing I think is odd about this is I think general press is going to be pretty, like, it's good to okay. But I think next week, when everyone's allowed to talk about it, the weird thing is just like when we will be able to talk about this, no holds bar, everyone's going to kind of have the game. So, like, that's kind of why I wanted to, like, jump in today, because it's like, if we can say I have the game, but I can't really talk about the game, there's nothing saying that we can't talk about what other people think about the game, and then how that might go off of our own feelings. So, oh, I've just been on. What on earth did I just closed like every tab I had open. I thought I was on the table. I was on my touchpad. That's hilarious, destructive, and embarrassing all at the same time. But yes, this is our chance. There we go. Let's go to We Got This Covered. Get the other one here. Let's just open up our history, because at least our history was there. But yes, I'll pull up the Game Informer one. I see the Game Explainer review, and it felt like it was a very complete review. Newcomer friendly too. Yes, that was by Riku. So I would like to try and get Riku on as someone who hilariously fell into the camp of like, so like here's a weird spoil. It is hilariously easier to get and cover about games when you are not talking about just one game series, which is really, really funny. If I have to delete this, that would be really funny, because so far, like, it's pretty much like, we're just talking about reviews. I'm not talking about my review. I'm not even done with the game, so I can't even review the game. But, yes, if I get an email again halfway through my, Nintendo Life's review. No, I did not see Nintendo Life. So again, please, shout out any reviews before I have to get out of here. Oh god, I gotta like clock into work in like 2 minutes. Wow, that was really, really fast. Here, we can do both. Alright, so let's check this out real quick. Let's go to Nintendo Life. Alrighty, got my stuff all in the way, because of course, gonna scare the computer. There we go. Okay, cool. Monitor's not there. It's like, as long as the monitor's not there, then it should be okay. No one needs to see my dumb work stuff. So, Nintendo Life. What the heck were you saying about SMT5? Review! The best entry of the dark and engrossing series yet, by Mitch Vogel. Shout out Mitch Vogel. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is a long time coming. Boop. Alright, perfect. The last mainline entry was released over 8 years ago on 3DS, and another 10 more over SMT5 is one of the first games revealed for the Switch, and coming many times after being shown to the public all these years later. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is one of the best entries in the series, and yet stands as an impressive achievement as a beloved franchise. Mitch, I could not have a better opening paragraph, although I've not tried writing one myself. No, that's perfect. So, like, here's some pros and cons. It's a 9 out of 10. The joys and the cons. The joys: press turn, engaging. Quality of life features, like the ley line. Amazing quality. Oh my god. The quality of life features are really, really nice. Dozens of hours of compelling content. I would say dozens and dozens and dozens of hours. This is a very long game. Demon Fusion add a lot to progression. Very, very true. And performance can be sometimes a little subpar in terms of like game performance. And I totally get that. Like, that's literally like the one complaint everyone is allowed to have about SMT5. It definitely stutters. It definitely has performance things, but it has never taken me out of the situation. So to see that with reviews, I think is really, really good. Who were a couple others we had? So We Got This Covered was reviewed by Cheyenne Clark. And here we go. I don't know why. Just Persona 5 highlighted already. The game is the game I'm about to review, in fact, is not Persona. Still, that won't stop me from comparing it to the series here and there, because that is my only frame in reference to the Shin Megami Tensei series. Okay, that's more than fine so far. Making it clear, hey, this is the beginning for me. This is my first start. Persona 5 Royal is one of my favorite games in recent years, so it's hard not to let it color my impression of SMT5. Totally, totally fair. Whereas Persona 5 is dripping with style and filled to the brim with rich story, Shin Megami Tensei is more somber and subdued, the tone is darker, and the absence of a fun cast of characters to uplift the mood. Instead, your ragtag team of high school students fight a holy war to protect the world. Okay, so comparing the two, is more of an opening thing, it looks like, for sure, which is nice, and then kind of spreading into the rest of it. So that's a good example of, hey, I have pretty much only played Persona 5. There you go. So we got this covered, gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. It's not winning awards for graphics. Okay, so everyone's subjective. But Shin Megami Tensei 5 is a well-designed JRPG that has a little too much combat, even with such an interesting story and thing. Too much combat. That's actually interesting, because there's an interesting discussion to be had there with what I've played. That I could actually see someone being like, there's too much combat. Obviously, if you like that, wow, that's yeah, you know what? Shout out to that, because I've not even really thought about that. Like, it was starting to creep into my head last night. But shout out to you, Cheyenne. No, too much combat is actually not, like, a negative. That is something I would actually say is kind of interesting. It is an interesting point. Graphics are great. Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, hey, graphics is a subjective thing. Same with combat. But yeah, I think there are some interesting notes to definitely pull there. All right, VG, I guess we'll do next, and then we got to get out of here because I really got to go to work, everybody. Shin Megami Tensei 5 review, a brutal RPG that goes all in on Battle of Attrition by Hiran Schreier, who I probably butchered. Sometimes a game is great when... Hold on. Sometimes a game greets you with a kick in the teeth. Shin Megami Tensei 5 is the long-standing RPG franchise developed by Atlus, is one such game, beckoning you with an interdimensional war between heaven and hell where humanity's fate is on the line, but the lowliest enemy can beat you into submission. That's very true. Talking about the grind. I was actually surprised I've not seen more mention of grind, because this is definitely a game where you gotta grind, everybody. I don't know of any Shin Megami Tensei 5 characters, and that's a damn shame. Oh, I don't really know any of the SMT5. I mean, man, if you think that's true, I would be curious what people think of Nocturne. I mean, Nocturne's cast is basically a post-it note of characterizing. But no, this even with like the lowest one so far, I think the points are definitely valid and very much subjective into what people are going to think for it. But no, reviews so far very interesting. Not as one way or the other as I kind of thought. Yeah, definitely we've not seen the Dark Souls of RPGs, but I think outside of getting over the comparison discussion, I'm really excited to see people talk about difficulty. I'm excited to see what fans think of difficulty more than anything, because if anyone thinks this game will be easy, congratulations, you're wrong. Also, if you're one of those people who, like, thinks this game is easy after having played it and are like, I can't see how people think this game is hard. Congratulations, you've now become one of those, like, SMT elitist memes. Like, I remember, like, when I started playing this game, I was telling people, I was like, yeah, I died within, like, the first, like, half an hour just because I messed up a negotiation or something. and then seeing other people be like, this is a baby game. Nobody can die in this game. This game feeds it to you. I print. It's like you can, like, legitimate. You cannot do auto battle for, like, the first half hour of this game, I imagine, and not die. Who knows? I mean, at least that's just me going off of, like, normal. But either way, once again, thank you all for watching this live. Thank you all for dealing with my out of shower talking about it. I just really wish the comparisons went both ways, at least mention what it does better. That is very true. If you're going to bring up, like, you can, it always feels like comparison sakes for SMT and Persona gets brought up in a negative light. It was like, well, Persona doesn't do this. Well, SMT does this. So yeah. Thank you all for watching. This was like another half an hour stream almost. Is this challenging on normal? Yes. This is not an easy game on normal, which I'm, I guess, happy to say. It's nice that we're playing with the difficulty scale again. So thank you all for watching live, all 60-something of you. If this stream gets delisted, I would like a very strongly worded email explaining why I did not review this game. I have this game. I can't tell you my review on this game. I can't show you this game, but I can talk to you about what other people showed and reviewed of this game, because I'm a man with a Galgun Collector's Edition. What more do you want from me, everybody? Either way, thank you so much. If you like this, please help me get to 5K maybe within the next, like, 7 days, if that's possible. I don't know. We might do another push, but I gotta get back to work. So goodbye, everybody. Peace.